Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sethaimkwei. I am an entrepreneur with Alliance in Motion Global. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to this live presentation on Alliance in Motion Global. Today, I'm going to speak about the bad psychology of education. There's a psychology that young people grow up having about education. I believe it's a bad psychology, and I'm going to speak about it today to encourage you never to give your children that bad psychology. When I was growing up, I heard it from my parents, from my senior brothers and sisters. I heard it from my uncles and aunties. I even heard it from my teachers in school. It is something that almost everybody who meant well for me, as far as my education was concerned, told me about. The only problem is that it was a bad psychology. It was a bad way to psych me up for life, because it is a psychology that perpetuates the cycle of poverty in society. That psychology is the psychology that comes through the advice people like myself received. And it's a simple statement. It sounds harmless, but very dangerous statement to make to a young growing child. And that is the statement that tells young people, go to school, study hard, obtain good grades, graduate with flying colors, and get a good job. That is what I call the bad psychology of education. The psychology that puts at the back of growing children that the most important or the main importance of education is to get a good job. It's a bad way to train children. And I want to encourage you listening to me, don't lead your children along that path. I think it is a trap that will create poor adults out of the children you give that advice to. It is good to go to school. In fact, the best advice you can give a young child is to go to school, study hard, pass very well, obtain good grades, pass out with flying colors. But if you add that is going to enable that child get a good job, that is where the bad psychology comes in. It's a good advice from going to school to passing out with flying colors. But don't link education with getting a job, howsoever good paying the job is. I'm saying this because that advice creates the psychology in the minds of children that the best thing you can do for yourself is to get a good job. The second reason why I think it's bad is that advice creates or perpetuates the culture of poverty. That is because research has shown that nobody who is an employee ever becomes financially free, never becomes wealthy. And so if employment is what you are going to rely on, then you are going to die poor. You are going to retire poor. And you will be poor and miserable in your retirement. That is why people finish school, get good jobs, and they live what people see to be good lives. But immediately they go on retirement, they move from wherever they were to ground zero. And some of them would have to go around begging friends to be able to obtain some little money to take care of themselves. That was because of the bad psychology they had, which told them that you are going to have a good life if you can pass well in school and get a good job. Nobody who has a job, good or bad, becomes rich. And so if your intentions is not to perpetuate the culture of poverty, if your intentions is to create children who will grow up to be wealthy and rich, to be financially free, don't give them that bad training when they were young, that the purpose for which they must go to school and study hard is to become an employee and get a good job. The alternative is to tell your children they should go to school, study hard, pass very well, graduate with flying colors, and among other things, be a business owner. Start their own businesses, become their own bosses as quickly and as early as possible in life. That is the good psychology of education. That is the psychology I want you to put into your children. That is the training I want you to give your children. That is the advice you must continuously give your children, because there are many people who still live in the old age of thinking that getting a good job is all you need in life, and they will be advising your children. But if you keep advising them over and over that they should be looking for starting businesses after they finish school, you are going to help your children to go a long way in life. So this morning, I intend to have a very short presentation and let you just know that the richest people in the world are not employees, they are business owners. And so if you don't want your children to grow up and live poor lives and suffer and have difficulties caring for themselves, caring for their children in the future, because of the culture of poverty they will create for themselves by becoming employees, then from a very young age, start advising your children their intentions in life is not to get a good job, but to become a business owner, because the richest people in the world are business owners. Go to school, get a good grades, but make sure that you move into running your own business as quickly and as early in life. It's okay if you start as an employee, because sometimes you get some training and you learn some discipline and behaviors as an employee that can help you in life. But don't become an employee too long and never ever make getting employment your target in life. You can start there so you can raise a few money to start investing in something like Alliance in Motion Global, where you need less than $300 investment, and yet in a few years you can become the owner of a business which will be worth millions of dollars. Let's talk. We will give you more guidance, more education, so that you can move away from employment that you got into as a result of the psychology you received as a child, and get a new psychology of education that you must be a business owner. So let's talk. Thank you for your time and thank you for watching. Welcome to the wonderful world of Alliance in Motion Global. Happy Business Day.